We caught some fish today, but as part of the You Fish It series, we'd love to hear what you would do differently to catch more fish or bigger fish. Fish, fish, get them, fish. 487. Yeah, that's a giant! It is in mid-February, and we are fishing kind of like a central east Texas lake. Not too far away from the last one that we fished, so I'm not going to name it because I've been sworn to secrecy, but if you figure it out, good for you, and you may want to go get on this bite here in a hurry. The conditions today actually weren't too bad. Mid-40s this morning, kind of spitting rain. We've had a major cold front coming through here in North Texas. It's kind of one of the last two rounds of cold weather that we'll get here in North Texas. So today the sun finally came out. But all morning cloudy and a pretty dreary day overall, kind of wind on and off. We started the morning on one of the main lake points, really just looking for some bait. I'm looking for some action. There's some wind overnight. There's been a lot of wind lately, south wind, and so this main lake point seems like a really central place to hold some serious fish. So we kind of started there, and I'm looking for bait, I'm looking for life, I'm looking for something, right? I'm kind of on the screen. It's mid-February. There should be some pelagic roaming fish, right, that we're looking for, and that's where we started. The first fish of the day ended up being this one. Fish. Oh, it's a crappie. It's a dadgum crappie, which was not quite what we were hoping for, but again, it kind of gives you that sign of life, kind of understand what you're dealing with, especially on a new lake. So we're fishing a little bit more, and you know, this part of the day when I get started on the screen, if I'm going to kind of live scope for the day, or at least that's how it's probably going to set up, I'm going to throw at a lot of different things, and I'm starting to play out what kind of response I'm getting. Am I looking at the right kind of fish? So the crappie that I caught kind of gave me an indicator, right? That's one fish. That's not really a pattern. That doesn't mean everything I see is a crappie. Usually they bunch up, and I saw plenty of that today. But crappie really like to follow an A-rig. They won't really eat one. And so that's when I flipped out that smaller minnow and he ate it. That's usually a telltale thing that a crappie will do, or at least a solo crappie will do. Not many will do that when they're schooled up. But if they're roaming around looking for something, they'll do that more often than they won't. So that gave me an indicator of, okay, there's some fish here. I didn't get anything to come up off bottom, so most of what I saw on the bottom are maybe catfish, probably more like carp. A lot of that in the Texas lake, especially as you get anywhere really where we're at in Texas, there's plenty of carp and lots of different species of fish in the lake. So we ended up going through it, and we caught this one kind of soon thereafter that first crappie to get us started. Fish. I don't know, probably. Yeah, it's bigger. Let's hope he stays on there. It's a good one, buddy. Stand up. Come on, get in the water. All right, we got one. There's 280. Hey, we're on the board. So we are scoping out here in the middle lake. There's actually 3 boats that got here right when we did. I think one of them is the Fish and the Lone Star guy. What are you doing? There you go. That was weird. Anyway, been throwing a minnow, shaken minnow. That was on a little tiny 2.7 Divine swim bait, and I've been throwing the A-rig with no action. He came up and just smoked it. So we're gonna fish with that for a little bit. Maybe put a little bit heavier weight on it so I can scope it and track it a little bit better. On the board, one fish. So that fish gave me the indicator of the right species, and they're looking for shad, right? Check, check. Let's keep going down this path until we find a reason not to. And so, boy, did we catch a few. So if you're not into live scope fishing, you may want to fast forward, but we got a few good ones, so check that out. Fish, fish. Big one, Kev. He's coming around. Net out of the water. Come on, buddy. Get him. Yes, sir. In the boat, in the boat, in the boat. Yeah. That's a good one.
That's a huge fish right there.
Yeah. We're trying not to be loud because there's a whole bunch of people, but that's a good one. I'm gonna put him in the level.
Yeah.
No? 606.
Told you it was 5 or 6.
That is a pretty fish. 606. Whoa. That sure works. That's what you want right there. High in the water column. That's like, oh, just for a sec. Just for a second. It's on it. Oh, he missed it. No. No. Dang it, he was on it, dude. Shoot. He ate it and everything. How did I miss that? There he is. Let's see if we can get on him again.
I bet his mouth opened too soon and it shut.
You think so? Darn. That was a good shot. Yeah, that fish is like, no, thank you. I think that's down here. Oh, darn. Short. Let's see if we'll see it though. Shh, shh, shh. Too much line on this reel. Let's see if this is it. This looks good. He's on. Fish, net. Yes.
Up no.
Dang. No, not quite. 480.
No, 3.
487. Bam, 480. We got 3 fish for 14 pounds. This is good. All right, all while my son runs his RC boat. So this is a Shane's Many Blades of Glory. I've showed this in all these videos by now. Nothing fancy, you know the deal. The first crappie we caught was on the little minnow, and actually the first keeper we caught, the 2.8, was on the little divine bait. And we'll see if we can do a little more damage today. So far, so good. Get right on top of him. It's not that big, but he's a rare looking fish. Fish.
What?
Yes, sir. Let's see what this joker is. What do you think? I think he may push 5. He's a little bit bigger. Probably 4.5 though. Yep. 470. 474. We are at 18.44 pounds. We got a good chance at a 20-pound bag today. Big old beefcakes like that. Big old beefcakes like that. Yeah. So after that wears off just a little bit, you know, there's a few other boats there that are all fishing up in the dirt. There's about 3-4 foot of water on some cattails at this lake, and I didn't bring anything in February to do some flipping, and that's what it appeared to be a lot of people were doing. I don't know if they caught them or not, but there's all the other boats are up there up shallow, and I was obviously doing some damage, so I kept trying to hold up that pattern, and I kept trying to make it work, Eventually I went up shallow a little bit, caught one real quick to fill out my limit on a chatterbait. Let's cut to that. Well, that didn't take very long. Little guy. Boom. He was a little fat thing though, 205. So we are looking at 20.49 pounds for 5 fish. That's awesome. Wish I had that one I lost earlier. But I've not had a bite for a long time. I've been running open water like I was doing earlier this morning and not seeing anything. So I said, screw it. Everybody else is fishing up shallow, put a chatterbait on. Maybe 3-4 casts caught that fish, so we're gonna run the bank, run again. Let's see if we can call that guy. You know, you try not to run a pattern off of just one fish, but I went and burned some bank and didn't catch anything else. You know, I have this joke that my chatterbait has to recharge because there's so many times I'll pick it up, 2-3 casts, boom, catch a fish, and then I won't catch any other ones. And I'll set it down for a little while, then I'll come back and boom, catch another one. And that actually played out later in the day. But so we now have 5 fish, and I've kind of ran through the grass. Like I said, I didn't bring anything to really pitch into heavy cover, like nothing. And so we go back to the main lake a little bit, and I'm starting to cruise. One of the lake is kind of a V shape, and I'm starting to cruise this main lake area, and I see another good one roaming out there, so let's cut to that one. Sure, big one. Get him, up, 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 up. Yeah, that's a giant. Dude, that's a good one. Thanks for the net, dude. That's even bigger. Oh man, that one's chunky. That's gonna definitely cull our 2. Let's see. 550. All right, we're up to 23.92 pounds today. That is awesome. Yeah. That was awesome. So I caught that quick 2-pounder, and I just burned a whole bunch of bank and nothing. I think that fish lied to me. So it turned over back where it just now cuts down again, and there's actually a big tree over here. That fish is cruising around, turned around and smoked it. So hopefully we can get another one. Hell yeah, 24 pounds. So that really helped our limit out quite a bit. And from there, we're doing a little bit more exploring, not really seeing much else going on. I would say those roamers pretty much disappeared on us. They probably went up underneath the grass mats, I would say, if I had to guess. That's probably what I should have done. And I tried to fish around the grass edge quite a bit and just really didn't get. I caught another one on a chatterbait. We'll cut to that here real quick. We're getting further away from us. I'm just gonna run the bank Hold on, chatterbait for a second. Here we go. No, 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 no. Oh, I thought that was a fish, but it wasn't. I think those guys are throwing baits and all this stuff. You get one? I got him! It's a giant! What is with the chatterbait? It's like it has to recharge.
Oh, that's black. It's like a black.
Got him! He's not going to help us today.
Is that a snowmelt?
Nope, he's largy. His eyes a little kitty wampus though. Got him! So overall, I think we caught 8 or 9 bass, maybe 8 fish, and then plus the crappie. So just under 24 pounds, which for me is very good. That is my best 5 fish limit here by myself on a public lake. And so I would say very good day for us today. You know, a lot of scoping. You know, Kevin got up on the bow for a little bit. He wasn't too much into fishing a little bit, wet and cold, you know, got him up at 4:30 in the morning. So he wasn't too happy with me. So he was doing a lot of remote control boating today. So that's all good. So I appreciate you following along. Would love to hear what you would do differently. Would you have pivoted earlier? Would you have stayed shallow all day? Would you have, you know, flipped cover? What would you do in this kind of situation? Fairly shallow lake, about 22 feet max depth. Got a front coming in, got spitting rain, sun's not coming out. Overall, we did really well. So love to hear what you would do differently to take it to that next level, that 30-pound bag. So like and subscribe to the channel so you can see the next one that we're doing. We're trying to go pretty much every weekend at this point. Now that it's starting to warm up, we got time change coming up, which is exciting. And we'll see you for the next one.